What's up everybody, Raider XP here. Today I'm going to show you how to build the best XP farm for Minecraft Bedrock 1.21. This thing is so cool and it will get you ungodly amounts of levels in literally nothing flat. Now I have tried this two different ways using the harming potion to kill all the silverfish, but every time I try it, it just blows half my farm up, and then I got a silverfish everywhere, and it's just crazy. So I decided to go with the Trident killer, and it does take a little bit longer to collect, your XP, but to not have to build your farm every single time is totally worth it. Now, these are the materials we're going to need, and we're going to need, a lot more flint and quite a few splash potions of infestation. Go ahead and pause your video while you gather everything up, and while you're at it, if you would, I would greatly appreciate if you consider subscribing to my channel. Alright, now let's get this thing going. Now the first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to have to make ourselves, we're going to have a platform here that we're going to build our farm on. It's going to be a 6 by 5 and it's going to be about 16 blocks tall. And we're also going to have a platform that we're going to be standing on here that's about 3 blocks tall, and I just made this one 3 by 3. So the first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to come around here and we're going to place our pistons in a pattern just like so. Then we're going to grab our observers and we're going to place our observers pointing into the piston, and you can see the arrows that I got going on there. That's a real surefire way to know which way our observers are facing, just like so. Now you could do this the traditional way and put redstone torches on each one of these pistons, but because these silverfishes are going to be so many and so abundant that they will glitch through, so what I like to do is I like to come along and I'll place my observers in a pattern just like so. And as you can see, now that fires the machine up and it's rocking and rolling. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take our level and we're going to place it right on this piston here and go ahead and shut it off. Just like that. Now this makes a solid container here so that we don't have to worry about these multitudes of silverfish glitching out like crazy, and trust me, they will. Okay, next what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to put an extra row of blocks around the outside of our killing chamber like so. Now what this is going to do is this is going to prevent pretty much most of the silverfish from glitching through the killing chamber, because you really don't want these things all over the place, because when they get to piling in here, there's going to be so many of them, it'll just be a nightmare. Alright, now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and place a row of blocks across the top of our pistons and observers like so. And then what we're going to do is we're going to place one more row like so, filling in everything but this one corner there. And then we're going to grab our glass. Now you could use solid block, but I like the glass just because this way you can see through and watch it all fall in, and then we want, and just it's so cool. And we're going to place a ring around this area here that is 5 by 5 all the way across, so that we got this effective little hole here. And we're going to want to take this up by 7 blocks total. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now what we're going to do before we go ahead and fill in that is we're going to grab our bucket of water and we're going to place our bucket of water right in the corner just like so. Grab your sign and place it right on that glass right there so that it stops the water from falling down inside there. Now be smart. Unlike I was, grab your Trident. Now I honestly suggest you put Impaling 5 on your Trident just so it kills these things faster, because there are going to be so many of them and it's going to take forever if you don't. And to be honest, if you could get more than one, That would just make the killing go so much faster. Go ahead, shoot your trident right down in the hole like that. All right, now let's go ahead and we're going to run these walls all the way up, all the way across. All right, once we've got that done, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to grab our nether rack for where our allays are going to stand on it. We're going to put that right in the center just like so. Now, once we do that, we're going to go ahead and we're going to grab a block of glass and we're going to put that right off to the side there like that. Go ahead and put a temporary block on top of that netherrock, and right on the top of that, I'm going to go ahead and place our 4 slabs. Go ahead and take that temporary block out, and then what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to come over here and off to the side, we're going to place a temporary block, and we're going to place a lever on top of that, or on the side of that, and then grab your activator rail and place your activator rail right on top of that. Now as you see, when that's on, got nice power going on there. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to place another set of temporary blocks just like so, and we're going to place our minecart on top of that activator rail, and as you can see, that thing's shaking and wiggling away like that. Now what that's going to do is when something gets in it, it should kick you right to the middle as you just saw there. I'll show you again. Now if it doesn't do that, go ahead and make sure you put it on a quarter that's going to make sure that it does that for you, so that it kicks them, and that's going to pretty much kick the allays right into the corner like that. Go ahead and take out those blocks like that there. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and place a temporary block too high here and over like one like that. Go ahead and take those out. Now what you're going to do is grab your dispenser, come to the corner here, and place your dispenser facing down into that hole there. Go ahead and get rid of that temporary block. And now what we're going to do is the real super fun part, which is try to get our allays in here. Now, if you're in survival, you can find them, a lot of times you can find them, you know, in pillager towers, and if you can't find them there, then you can get a map to find the mansion, and there's always some locked up in there. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to spawn us like 2 and go ahead and we're going to give them a block so that they, you know, they don't take off and fly away like that guy's trying to do. And then what we want to do is come up here to our minecart and we'll just go ahead and we'll try to throw the blocks into the minecart, and eventually one of these allays will get caught up in that. Okay, once you've got that going, and as you can see now we got our allays in there, and it's okay if you only get like 1 because these things are self-replicating. So let's go ahead, we'll shut that off, go ahead and get rid of our stuff here. Now what we want to do, if you need to, if you can only get 1 or you want more than 2 in here, which I would not suggest too many unless you're running like a supercomputer, otherwise it will break your world. Go ahead and try to take those blocks from them. Go ahead and grab yourself a jukebox, place it down here like that, get yourself some amethyst shard and a disc, doesn't matter which one. Go ahead and place that disc in your thing and they'll start doing their little dancey thing. Give them an amethyst shard and what'll happen is they will definitely start reproducing, and they'll cool down for a couple of minutes. And if you want, you know, you can do a lot more. If you don't, you're good. All right, let's go ahead and get rid of that. And now we've got our guys in there. All right, once we got that going, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to grab our pistons, and we're going to place a piston right there next to that glass like that, and then grab it and place another one on this side just like so. Go ahead and grab your glass, or of course block of any of your choice, and go ahead and place it around, all the way around like so. And then we're going to do one more row, and that should bring us up level with those slabs, as you can see here. Now what we want to do, go ahead and grab your slabs and go ahead and fill in these holes here so that it's all tucked away and nice and good. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to place another dispenser facing into this dispenser. And this one will be for our infestation potions, and this one will be for our flint. Then what we want to do is grab your blocks, and we're going to place a block right in front of that dispenser, one right next to that piston. And then what we're going to do is we're going to break that piece of glass out, place a full block on top of that piston, and one more just like that. Alright, looking good. Then what we're going to do is we're going to grab our glass again, and we're going to place another full row all the way across this whole thing here. And it's very important, because if we don't, it could glitch out and our lays could get away. Alright, next thing we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and we're going to fill up our flint and steel into that one, and our splash potions of infestation into that dispenser there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to make our on-off infestation buttons and safety switch buttons. So what we're going to do is we're going to come down here. I'm going to go ahead and make this platform one more row. Well, let's go ahead and make it 2 more rows, just like that. Alright. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to install our buttons to get the thing fired up, going, and our safety switch. So what we're going to do is we're going to stand on our platform here, and we're going to count up to the 5th block. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5th one. We're going to go ahead and place our button right there. And we're going to grab a redstone torch and put that on top of that block. Block on top of that redstone torch. Another redstone torch on top of that. Block on top of that. And then your redstone dust, just like that. Next thing we want to do is we're going to come down here, and at the same level here, we're going to place a block right there with our button, and go ahead and place another block there, one there, and one there. Grab your redstone dust and bring that all the way up to right there. Okay, now we're going to install our next button here. We're going to go same level. Go ahead and place button underneath there. Redstone torch on top of that. Block on top of that. Redstone torch on top of that. And another block on top of that. Go ahead and place your redstone dust there. Let's take out that glass there, and we're going to place a repeater just like that. Take out that piece of glass and place a solid block just like that. Go ahead and take out that piece of glass and put a piece of redstone right there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make our timing system. We're going to take out that piece of glass, put a solid block there with a torch on top of that, and another solid block on top of that torch there, and then go ahead and grab a slab and put that slab right next to the redstone torch like so, and a piece of redstone right there like that. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to come here and we're going to take out that piece of glass, and we're going to grab our droppers, and we're going to place 3 droppers facing up just like so, and then one right on top just like that. Going to go ahead and take out this glass there, crouch down and place your hopper going into that bottom one there. Take out this piece of glass and place your comparator just like that. Next thing we're going to do is take out this piece of glass and place a solid block on top of that. Take out this piece of glass and put our redstone there, and then one there going into that. And then go ahead and take out those 2 pieces of glass right there and place a solid block there and a redstone there to connect that up just like that. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to grab our cobweb. We're going to place cobweb right underneath that top dropper like so. Grab your glass and place 3 pieces of glass there. Come on this side, do the same thing, and then same thing right there, and then go ahead and grab yourself a slab and put that right on the top. Now what we're going to need to do is we're going to have to come to our droppers, and we need to put a non-stackable item in each one of these. You need to put like 2 in each one. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. And then of course we need to put 2 into that hopper there. Just like so. Right, and then the reason we're doing this now is what's going to happen is that when you turn this thing on, what's going to happen is that it's going to pop one of those shovels out, and it's going to slowly make its way through that cobweb as our timer and drop it back down. It's going to cycle it through, and that's going to set this comparator off, which will push that block off to the side, and then it will make it so that the allays aren't on fire anymore. Now, next thing we're going to do is we're going to come over here and we're going to place 2 hoppers pointing down into those dispensers there. Go ahead and fill your outside one with your splash potions, and your inside one here is going to be with your flint. And then what you want to do is go ahead and place 2 chests right on top of that, and then you can place, you know, tons of infestation potions here, and then obviously more flint and steel right there. Okay, and the last thing I like to do is I like to label my buttons. This way I know, exactly what button is what, in case, you get a little freaked out because things start getting laggy and all that good stuff. So I like to label mine stuff. This one's going to be where we infest our allays. This one's going to start the farm. And this is our emergency stop for, when things start to get way too crazy and out of whack. The last thing we want to do here is let's go ahead and place our ladder up top there so we can get onto our platform. And just as a precaution, because these silverfish are so crazy and can glitch through when there's so many of them, I like to go ahead and place another row of blocks along the bottom here. And that will just make it look pretty. And we'll just run our next row, just so it looks even and nice. Just like that. Alright guys, and that's it. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to turn on our killing chamber. And we're going to come on up here. We're going to go ahead and splash our allays with the infestation potion and start that thing up. And as you can see, look at those things. They're just falling down there like crazy. Just kind of stand here, and then look at that. Look at all that XP just going crazy. And as you can see, this thing is just going crazy. I mean, we've been here a couple of minutes, and we've already got almost 25 levels. And as you can see down in there, there's still tons and tons of silverfish. Now, the emergency stop button here is when things start to get too laggy, or maybe some of them happen to get out. You go ahead and hit that stop button, and then that'll put our allays out so they're not on fire anymore, so they don't take any more damage, so they stop spitting out all these silverfish. Now this thing is so cool, guys. I recommend you make it, but again, be very careful, because I don't know, I've never tried it on console, but I mean, I wouldn't put very many allays up there if you did on a console, because this thing, if you get too many, it'll crash your whole world, and you really don't want that. So gotta be careful with it. But look at that, 30 levels and nothing flat, and it's still going. This thing's crazy. And that's how we build the best XP farm for Minecraft Bedrock 1.21. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out all my videos. Bye now.